All right, welcome back to Walk-Ins. Welcome, but this is a bonus episode. I'm Nick Horde. I've got Michael Ray with me, and we are focused on urgent cares and medical practices, tripling their revenue through digital marketing services and better patient experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason why this is a bonus, this is something that actually just happened to us this morning.
Right.
And so let's just talk about, this is not going to be watch it be a full 20-minute episode before we're done. But the reality is we're just going to have a more casual conversation.
Right. So I wanted to talk
Slow things down.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about a more personalized approach to your brand. So in the urgent care space, in the medical care space in general, it's very business. It's very, just like your waiting rooms are painted white, and it's very, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Sterile.
Sterile is a good word, right?
Especially medical.
Yeah, okay, it's very medical-y, right? But the problem with that is that your brand is personal. And so outside of Urgent Care Marketing Pros, Nick the Marketer is our other agency. And so we're still doing some fun things around the city of Birmingham. Most of our work for Nick the Marketer is local. And we went down, I'm an aspiring pilot. Michael, you know this already because I don't shut up about it, right?
You're only a month away.
1 month away, I should be done. I got my check right. I've already passed all the tests. So that being said, though, I have the privilege in my eyes of we get to work and build the website and do some of the marketing for my aviation school over the Mountain Aviation. And we wanted it to be super personal, right?
Yeah, not just cookie cutter, move on.
So what did we do this morning?
So let's just peel back a little bit. I have a lot of experience in photography. My wife and I used to have a wedding photography business. So when the opportunity comes and we need some locally speaking, if we need some photos done to make something a lot better, I'll go out and take them. And so this morning we went down to the airport. We were supposed to fly. It was foggy.
Yeah.
But I took care of a bunch of other stuff too. And now that website that we're building for them is going to be them and not something super generic.
So we're removing all of the stock photo.
All of them.
And we are replacing it with their airplanes, their instructors, their training facility.
Their hangars.
Their hangars. Like all of that is going to be, we're removing all the stock photos that look just spectacular and amazing and professional.
Yeah.
And we're putting real and authentic them, their personality, who they are, is going into their website, their final website, the things that they're going to present to the world. And I wanted to come on here and make the argument that your website can be personal. You can have pictures of your facility instead of a stock photo. I know the stock photos look amazing. I know they do. That's why they're called stock photos.
But I can pay $5 and put it on any website that I want.
Yeah, but is it you? You know, one of my favorite websites that we've been able to build is Your Kids Urgent Care. And the reason I like that is if you go onto that website, those photos are photos of their practice. It's photos of their waiting room. It's photos of their mascot. It's them.
But, you know, I think I was thinking about this as we're talking. I feel like the pediatric world does a decent job of personalizing their stuff.
Pediatric Dentistry, all of that stuff.
Like they kind of like, I still see a bunch of stock photos for like children and stuff like that. I see a bunch of that, but the colors and the feel, like when you walk into a pediatric whatever, it feels warm. Why? Because they're trying to make the children feel okay in a situation they'd rather not be in. So why is that? Like, why is that such an accepted practice? But when you go to an urgent care that's not or any type of medical that's not very children focused, and it's kind of, like we said, sterile, generic, and plain. And that kind of extends on the website. I think your more fun websites are children-oriented or extreme hobby-oriented. Like, to me, piloting is like an extreme hobby where, yeah, you can make a career out of it, but also it's a pretty intense hobby that takes a lot of effort, but a lot of reward that comes with it.
That's right. Well, I wanted to get on here. We're not going to take a long time and make this a huge episode, but what I did want to do is I wanted to encourage you to find areas of your website that you can personalize. Chances are you have an urgent care or you have a practice that has a location. Chances are you have a support staff. Chances are y'all are fun when you're not seeing patients. Maybe y'all get out there and I know you do it on social media, but why not do it on your personal brand too?
Or as you're saying these things, like, I bet you're this. I bet you're saying we have quality care. I bet you're saying that customer service is first.
Yeah.
So does everybody else.
Yeah, you're not standing out, and it's our job on this podcast to help you stand out. So what I want to do, Michael, just get on here real quick, and I just want to encourage you to be more personal. Use your website. Your website is an important piece of your company, but just think about it. Imagine your website as your digital brick and mortar. At some point, if somebody walks into a brick and mortar company, people are going to be there. And there's no reason that real people can't be on your website too.
Well, okay, so here's a question. What's the number one page on a medical website that's not the homepage?
Oh, God, I don't know what.
The doctor page.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, fair.
And that is...
You look at that data way more than I do.
I do. And the why, right? People want to know who they're going to be dealing with.
That's right.
And if anything, that is the only page I ever see on a medical practice website that has a real picture of a real person. Because that'd be really weird if you had the doctor on there. A stock photo. You're like, well, it looks...
It's a stockter.
It looks kind of real. But the problem that I run into is that sometimes that photo was taken from when they graduated college or residency, and they haven't changed it since. And so what you see on the website, and when you go see it, you're like, whoa, that's been a minute since that photo was taken. So that's another side to it. It's great to make it personal, but you got to keep it updated too from time to time. What you look like 5 years ago is not what you look like now. Like, period. I think we saw a lot of that when Zoom became a thing. Mm-hmm. When we're seeing like these photos of people, and then we finally get on a Zoom call, so I'm like, oh, well, who are you? You know, there was a shift. And so, going back to that personalization, doctor page is number one besides your home page. And so if that's not telling you something, just think about it. Just think about like how that's so important to people that you've never talked to. That's one of those deciding factors before they engage with you as a potential patient. What if you did that all over your website where people actually got to know a little bit more about you guys before they made a decision? It's a real thing.
On our next episode, we'll talk about how your website is catfishing your audience. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. You may laugh, or you may be like, "That dude's an idiot."
Speaking of that, I was trying to call on a doctor's office a couple of days ago, and their website was pure stock, and I could not figure out at what point was I looking at a stock photo or looking at a real person, because it all kind of. I'm not hating on the people that do this, but when you have a group shot of these doctors in their white coats, holding a clipboard, smiling, and then there's a nurse, air quote, nurse right beside them, we're all smiling at us. I've seen that photo like 100 times.
Yep.
It's the same thing. Like, it looks beautiful as a stock photo, but I know, and probably a lot of people realize, that ain't you. And then or even better, do you remember when McDonald's for a brief moment, they did like a pre-intro for the drive-through?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so you would drive up and say, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. This is our blah blah blah," and then it would cut over to the real person.
Oh, you're talking about the drive-through.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, welcome to McDonald's. We're so happy you're here today.
What do you want?
Says, what do you want?
That's what you might be presenting.
That's what your website's doing, and you don't even know it. Oh, man. I almost want Hannah to find an audio clip of that and see if we can find it somewhere and drop an episode. Anyway, look, this is a bonus episode. That's why we're laughing a lot and cutting up. But, y'all, go be personal on your websites. Medical doesn't have to be boring. It can be a lot of fun. It can also be very real and very personal. Go make it that way.
There you go. All right, guys. All right, this was a short one, about half the length of normal. Let us know if you got any questions. If you want more of these episodes, let us know too, because we just cracked up for 10 minutes and we're okay with that.
Totally wasted your time, and I'm not apologizing for it. Y'all have a great week. Hey, the next episode will be better. We'll see you there. Bye.